Hi everyone and welcome to KnitTales. My name is Larissa. I love to knit and listen a good story. In today's cozy session, as I knit a sweet pink hat for my 4-year-old daughter, we'll be listening to a heartwarming story that blends humor and wisdom. It's the perfect tale to accompany our knitting, creating a soothing and inspiring atmosphere. So, gather your knitting supplies, settle in with your favorite drink, and let's immerse ourselves in this beautiful narrative. Don't forget to subscribe to KnitTales for more enchanting stories and knitting sessions. Ready to knit and listen? Let's begin. Chapter 1: The Breaking Point. Sarah Jennings sat in her office, surrounded by legal briefs and case files. Her day had been a whirlwind of stress from the moment she stepped into the office. Her morning was a blur of meetings with demanding clients, followed by hours of sifting through complex legal documents. Her lunch, a quick sandwich at her desk, was interrupted by urgent calls. Every minute was accounted for, every second filled with the pressure of high-stakes legal battles. It was late, and the bustling energy of New York City felt distant from her silent, glowing office. As she worked, her phone buzzed with a reminder. Grandma's birthday dinner, 7 p.m. She glanced at the clock. It was already 8:30 p.m. A wave of guilt washed over her. She had promised her grandmother, the woman who had raised her, that she wouldn't miss this dinner. But here she was, drowning in work, yet again. She leaned back in her chair, her mind racing with the countless family events she had missed, the personal moments sacrificed for her career. Sarah had always been ambitious, climbing the ladder of success in one of the city's most prestigious law firms. But at what cost? Her personal life was non-existent, her friendships strained, her connection with her family, especially her grandmother, weakened. As the night grew deeper, Sarah's office became a bubble of isolation. She realized that she was living a life she no longer recognized, one driven by deadlines and billable hours rather than joy and fulfillment. The missed birthday dinner was more than just another scheduling conflict. It was a symbol of all she had given up in pursuit of a career that no longer brought her happiness. Later that night, Sarah called her grandmother to apologize. Her grandmother's voice was gentle yet tinged with disappointment. "Sarah, you're always working. Is this the life you dreamed of?" she asked. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. They talked about life, happiness, and the importance of following one's heart. Her grandmother's words resonated deeply, reminding Sarah of her childhood dreams, so different from her current reality. This conversation was the final push Sarah needed. She knew it was time to leave the unending race of her legal career and seek the fulfillment she once knew. That night, with her grandmother's loving encouragement, Sarah's journey to rediscovery and true joy began. Chapter 2: A Fresh Start. Sarah Jennings walked down the quiet streets of the small town, feeling the morning sun warm her face. Leaving her busy life as a lawyer in New York, she was now ready for something different. She wanted to run her own coffee shop, a dream she had for a long time. This dream was about to come true in this peaceful place. She looked at the building that would become her coffee shop. It needed work, but she was excited to make it her own. She called it Beans of Justice. Here, she would make a cozy spot for people to talk and relax, something she missed in her busy city life. Sarah knew leaving her old job was risky, but she felt it was the right thing to do. She was now closer to living the life she always wanted, filled with passion and the simple joys of life. But nothing is easy in her life. Sarah's dream to open a coffee shop faced its first test at the mayor's office. The mayor, a woman with a seasoned, thoughtful presence, listened to Sarah's plans with a skeptical air. As the meeting's tension mounted, Sarah was initially irked by the unexpected arrival of a handyman who walked in nonchalantly to fix a noisy window. His casual, carefree manner felt out of place at first. However, his charm soon became evident, lightening the atmosphere with his easygoing nature and engaging banter with the mayor. He chatted with the mayor, shifting her mood and subtly supporting Sarah's vision. Their brief eye contact sparked an unspoken connection, offering Sarah a sliver of hope in a moment of uncertainty. Walking out of the meeting, Sarah felt a blend of fear and excitement. The handyman's unexpected support and the challenge of convincing the town gave her determination a new edge. As she strolled down the cobblestone street, her doubts slowly melted into a growing sense of belonging. This was her new beginning, filled with the promise of community, resilience, and perhaps a hint of romance. Chapter 3. The Encounter. Sarah was bustling around the partially renovated space of her future coffee shop, her mind swirling with ideas and to-do lists. As she turned to leave, she collided with a solid figure at the doorway. Stumbling back, she looked up into the eyes of Jake, the local contractor she had briefly seen at the mayor's office, but never formally met. "Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you," Jake said, extending a hand to help her up. His voice was deep, resonating in the empty room. "No, it's my fault. I wasn't looking where I was going," Sarah replied, feeling a blush creep up her cheeks. She remembered seeing him before, his presence as commanding then as it was now. "I'm Jake. I work on most of the renovations around here. I heard you're opening a coffee shop." His eyes scanned the room, a mix of curiosity and professionalism in his gaze. "Yes, I'm Sarah. I want to transform this place into something special, a cozy spot for the community." She shared her vision, feeling a sense of pride as she spoke about beams of justice. As they discussed her plans, a sudden rainstorm erupted outside, the sound of heavy droplets against the windows adding a dramatic backdrop to their conversation. They were forced to wait it out, and in that time their talk shifted from professional to personal. Sarah found herself laughing at Jake's stories about the town, his easy manner making her feel unexpectedly comfortable. There was an undeniable chemistry between them, a connection that seemed to go beyond their shared interest in the renovation. When the rain finally subsided, they said their goodbyes, but the spark that had ignited in that unexpected meeting lingered in Sarah's mind. As she watched him leave, she couldn't help but wonder what this chance encounter meant for her new life in this small town. Chapter 4. Building Dreams. Sarah stood in the middle of her future coffee shop, surrounded by paint cans and wood planks. The early morning sun streamed through the dusty windows, casting a warm glow on the chaos. Today marked the beginning of the actual renovation work, and her heart raced with a mix of excitement and anxiety. Jake arrived, tools in hand, his easy smile bringing a sense of calm to the hectic space. "Ready to turn this place around?" he asked. Sarah nodded, feeling a surge of determination. They started by discussing the layout, Sarah explaining her vision of a cozy, welcoming space. Jake listened intently, occasionally offering practical suggestions that merged seamlessly with her ideas. As they worked, their conversation flowed easily. Sarah learned about Jake's passion for woodworking and his deep roots in the town. In turn, she shared her story of leaving her legal career, driven by a desire to create something that brought people together. Their laughter echoed in the empty space, filling it with life. The days passed, each bringing its own set of challenges and triumphs. They often disagreed on small details, but each compromise they reached seemed to strengthen their partnership. Sarah admired Jake's skill and dedication, while he respected her vision and tenacity. The community's interest in the coffee shop grew. Locals would stop by, offering help or sharing their excitement. Sarah felt a warm sense of belonging. Her initial apprehensions about moving to a new town slowly melting away. Sarah and Jake stood back to admire their progress. The walls were freshly painted, and the main counter was nearly complete. They shared a moment of pride, a feeling that they were building something special together. As they locked up for the day, the setting sun cast a soft light on the shop, symbolizing the bright future ahead. Thank you so much for joining me today in this cozy knitting and storytelling session on KnitTales. We've made wonderful progress on our pink hat, and I hope you enjoyed the first 4 chapters of Love, Latte and Law. It's been a pleasure sharing this time with you. Remember, our journey doesn't end here. We'll be back tomorrow to continue both our knitting project and the captivating story. So don't forget to subscribe to KnitTales, hit that like button if you've had a great time, and feel free to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts. Let's create a warm and welcoming community here at KnitTales where we can all come together, knit, and enjoy beautiful stories. Until tomorrow, take care, and I can't wait to have you back for more knitting and storytelling adventures. Happy crafting and happy reading.